Morning, neighbors. This is Bryant with an update from my political campaign. This is the morning of Wednesday, May 23rd, 2012. Well, I've had some interesting episodes so far in my campaign for the state senate. First of all, I've found out a lot about the true colors of my Republican rivals, and I had never actually planned on opposing them particularly, to be honest. But we seem to have developed a very keen disagreement with each other. You see, I consider myself a conservative. I take conservatism very seriously, and I take the Constitution seriously. But apparently the majority of Republicans do not share these values. Instead, they prefer to cling to party affiliation, as if it's somehow a principle in and of itself. Which is to be expected, of course, that most people would shun me simply because I don't have the letter R beside my name. It's typical and sad, but personally I have no regrets, and I'm quite happy to be a libertarian. I'm also happy to not be affiliated with the corruption of the Democratic or the Republican Party. Both major parties, in a large degree, view politics not as a service to the voters, but rather as a racket through which they can serve to advance and enrich themselves at our expense. Well, the multitude of problems facing our republic today are in no small way a result of that very mentality of cronyism. Sorry, folks, but you're hopelessly lost if you think that the party will save you simply because of their name and their half-hearted lip service to the ideals of conservatism, which, in most cases, many of them have no clear understanding of at all. I'm afraid that half measures just won't do at this point. I have no respect or patience for fake conservatives. In fact, I place the blame largely upon them for the ruin of our once great republic. Now, of course, there's also blame to be assigned to all the apathetic and negligent types out there, but that's neither a new phenomenon nor is it a very engaging one. One of my friends once told me that he never argues with people on these three issues: money, religion, and politics. To which I respectfully replied, I would agree with you, except that those are the three things which bring all of the turmoil, chaos, and violence into our lives when they're mismanaged. And yet, these are the things we're not supposed to discuss freely and openly with each other? To me, that's asinine and cowardly. Recently, an older lady rebuked me while I was attempting to do some local politics. She quite crassly told me that she wasn't expecting to encounter a, quote, political tirade during her outing that day. To which I humbly replied that I wouldn't further disturb her peace, and then dismissed myself. Afterwards, I had to consult with my dictionary because, so far as I knew, the word tirade has no synonymy with peaceful and calm discussion. Turns out I was right, so let me say that I'm very offended, folks. If you're too tired and too weak to do something or even say something for our republic, then by all means, resign yourself to fate, and let the government take everything from you so long as they lie to you and claim that they will take care of you when you're old and helpless. I wish you luck with that, but I'm afraid you won't have any. And by the way, don't expect me or any other true libertarian to follow suit. We understand the value of the Constitution and the Republic, an experiment in freedom that's only been achieved once in all of human history to our knowledge. And to all of those who say love it or leave it, you apparently don't know our history very well. It would have been easy for the founders to just keep moving west to escape the tyranny of the government catching up with them. And the redcoats would have been right on their heels all the way. So instead, they turned around and fought, tooth and nail. Loving this country and the Republic requires a willingness to protect it, and a distinct intolerance for all of the nastiness and degradation that has dragged it down. This is my home, neighbors, and I'm not going anywhere soon. I want to be a good neighbor, and I demand the same. Don't think that I'm going to allow my home to be ruined by these costumed fascists and socialists in disguise who are currently running our government. I'm asking for your help, and this is not for me, it's for all of us. We have honest with ourselves, neighbors. We're not living in a free society anymore. Our republic is gone, and we will never get it back unless we acknowledge the truth and face up to the situation around us. You won't be free until you choose to be, with a strong personal conviction, and this requires no violence, no destructive force. It only requires willpower and non-compliance. Religious folks like to say that life is a test, and on that front they are absolutely correct. And when you go along with evil in order to get along with it, then you have failed the test. We have to change our attitude, and we have to change others around us. Again, this requires no violence and no force. The only way to change another person is by raising their level of awareness and their level of understanding. Take the time to read the Constitution and speak with others about it. Take the time to speak with your neighbors, your sheriffs, police, military, politicians, and officials. Speak with them now and teach them now, while you have the chance, because otherwise you'll soon find them arrayed against you in hostility. And when that happens, you'll regret, for you will discover that peace is far preferable to violence, and enlightenment is far preferable to ignorance and apathy. May God bless you in your efforts, neighbors, and I thank you for your time. As always, I'm yours in liberty, Jesse Bryant, 2012.